Unplugged. Exclusive interviews with Rudy and the crew. Let's go.
Hey, welcome to Sweep the Lead TV, and guess what? It's Shemaiah, and you know what time it is. It's time to have some fun. Big shout out to Rudy, the founder of Sweep the Lead TV. Big shout out to Coach Gio and Derek Gervin. They always holding it down, and I must say, the Hall of Famer UTSA, Derek Gervin, he just got inducted in the 2024 class, so big shout out to you, Derek Gervin. I just want to say this is a fun segment. This is like the first. She's making history with us tonight, and I just want to say we have a special guest today, author Rhonda Parker. She has an amazing book that we're going to be kind of discussing. It is Crossroads, and she has an amazing website you need to check out. It's RhondaParkerTaylor.com. First and foremost, we're going to learn about her because I know she's from Indiana, so she likes a little bit WNBA, Caitlin Clark. So we're going to have some fun today. So first and foremost, Rhonda, how you doing?
Great. Thank you. And I'm so glad you had me join you today. I know I'm the first. I hope there'll be many to come after. And I have to say, people don't realize sometimes the importance of sports in society and entertainment and how they intertwine, because even though I'm an author, as you learn about sports, you learn about life, the team building, the ability to thrive, dedication, all of the things that make sports important are very live in entertainment too, and writing.
What I love about your journey is that you are a writer that is not afraid to just do your thing. And I want to learn a little bit about your process of how you decided that you wanted to publish. And was it traditional or was it self-publishing? Well, we're about to learn about that. So first and foremost, for our audience, kind of share with us what inspires you to write and how you got started with your project book, Crossroads.
I would love to explain it. First of all, I was like the Jordan in his young years. I would never been told I was going to be a writer. The matter of fact, it would have been the exact opposite. They would have said, "You're not going to graduate. You're not going to go anywhere. This is not going to be your field." And I sat down with a mentor, worked hard, became more competitive in it, learned everything about writing. And then what I did after that is I went on to college, and then I sat down and I said, I want to write something for me first. It was first about bettering myself and getting excellence in my writing skills, and also exploring myself. And so I sat down and I dedicated myself every day, a page a day, and it would be done in a year. So it was almost like doing calisthenics and all your drills and everything else. You have to practice that trait, and you got to get good, and you have to listen to the feedback, because as soon as you put it in front of somebody else and they say, that's not going to work. You're not going to get that layup. You're not going to be able to get that 3-pointer. It's the same thing in writing. You're never going to get anybody to read. If you can't bring the audience in to your world, nobody's going to show up. So it's the exact same model that you would do in any competition. Even though it's art, even though it's all about wordsmithing and telling a story, it's all the same kind of trade. And then you sit down and you tell the story. Some people are better storytellers than others. Other people have, maybe more of a research background. But it's all the same kind of thing. So for me, it was a practice of sitting down and being disciplined, setting up a space that I could be successful, and then moving that towards a successful model. And I chose to do what they call a hybrid approach, which is kind of in between the traditional publishing and the self-publishing. I had a traditional publisher, and after 2 years, we'd almost got it all the way to the finish line, and they pulled out on me. So that contract was null and void, just like any other contract out there. If you can't get the signature and you can't get it on the floor, then you end up starting from scratch. I had to started again, and I'm thinking, I'm getting old. I'm getting past that prime. What am I going to do? So I had to make a decision. Am I going to do the 2-year process again, or am I going to go back and reevaluate? And so I and with minds with J.J. Hibbert and Kevin Carrington, and they said, we can make this a good best-selling book, and let's do it. And so we came to an agreement, and off we went from there.
I remember I was reading down your bio that you had a little challenge going on where you had to kind of lose a little bit of steam, but you came back, you bounced back, you still got the book out there. What does it feel like, for one, to be able to get your book out to the massive audience out there? And part two question would be, what was your marketing game plan?
Well, the part one is it gives you, just like anything, when someone hits their goal, gives you the goosebumps, the spine's tingling. And I think the biggest part of it for me was not just getting it out there, but I was able to gain an endorser, Meryl Hemingway. For the younger generation, they may not know who she is, but she was an Academy Award winning, did movies with Woody Allen, and her grandfather is Ernest Hemingway, the great writer. And that Meister Media had said, let's go, let's send her a letter, have her look at it, see if she would consider endorsing it and putting it in her book club. And what she did in that was phenomenal. She read it. It took about 2-3 weeks to get a memo back saying she would endorse it right forward. And then she put a YouTube video out called Meryl Hemingway Praises Rhonda Parker Taylor's Crossroads. When I listened to it, I was the first 1,000 views. I swear, I kept on hitting it. What? I'm a small town Indiana Hoosier. You've all watched that movie out there, Hoosiers. The gyms are about 10 people, right? Well, we're a little bit bigger now, and we're a little bit stronger now, but I'm still that small town girl, and the Larry Birds and all of us of making it. And here's this Hollywood movie star and someone that knows wordsmithing, and she's praising my work. And the reason why, and she said, even chocolate has an expiration. Everything you need to know about crossroads. We all come to crossroads where we have to dedicate ourselves to ourselves. No matter what happens, in our life, if we have to make that decision, or we could be like one of the people in the book where they go and they get in their car, and then now they're sitting in court and they're, up for murder, or it could be that, the main character, Paris Pennington, who's totally out of balance, workaholic, and she gets called to jury duty, and her whole life starts falling apart because she realizes life is not that simple and not the way she thought it was going to be. So when she sent that out, I swear I was the first 1,000 views. And then what ended up happening after that is I had to come down to reality. Are you going to do another book? Are you going to actually get out there and do book signings and make this, your part of your life? Or are you going to sit here on YouTube and play it another 10,000 times? So I had to get serious about it. And then I forgot the next question.
Oh, it's fun because I was just about to piggyback on the main character, because Paris, that you mentioned in your book, Crossroads, that is available right now on Amazon. And you also, like I said, you can go to Rhonda's website, RhondaParkerTaylor.com. My next question will be, when you were developing the character, we know that this is all about her facing some significant adversity. What was the message that you hoping that the reader would be able to take away just from her character, from Paris?
Well, there's two primary things that I would like readers to come back with. One, life's too short. Follow your passion. Do what from the very beginning. If I could go back and talk to the younger version of Rhonda, I would tell her, be more intentional about how you do things, who you spend your time with, and how you spend your time. So that's the first one. But the second, and probably the most powerful one, is that anger is cruel, fury is overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Envy makes the bones rot. If we as a society or as an individual or a community, and we can probably think about in ice skating when we heard about Nancy Kerrigan getting hit in the knees and breaking her kneecaps, all for jealousy, power, and sports. If we allow our image of ourselves to be lowered by being envious of others, we won't thrive. We will rot. And I'm hoping that everybody realizes it's okay to be competitive. That's what makes us stronger. My dad was a big proponent. Don't compare, get better. But at the same time, you don't want it to deteriorate who you are and become envy and jealousy.
What I like about you, one, is you have awesome energy. Like, we got to have you back on in the future because I just love how passionate you are about not just your book, but just life in general. And I think that's awesome. When you look at the opportunities to see how feedback has come with your book Crossroads. I kind of peeped at the page on Amazon. You got a lot of reviews in there to pour in. What's it like as a writer and as an author to be able to see people's feedback on your work?
It's been wonderful. I love the book signings. If I could do a book signing 24 hours a day and just talk to people about writing and books and what they mean to us, I would do it. But also, it's been a learning lesson to take that feedback. Because some people have some great feedback of what they'd like to see or what they experienced. So I loved that part of it too. But I can tell you that's one of the parts that scared me. And my sister had to be my accountability partner and say, why haven't you published it? After the heartbreak of the traditional publishers pulling out, and I sat it there and she said, you aren't doing it because you're afraid of the reviews and you're afraid to make yourself vulnerable to being out there. And I had to think about it for a second. First, I wanted to deny it because what do big sisters know? They know nothing, right? They've only known you your entire life. And I finally had to realize, you know what? She was right. If we don't make ourselves vulnerable and put ourselves out there, we'll never get that first contract. We'll never get out there and make our dreams come true. Every area of our lives can be that way. It doesn't matter whether you want to be a good housewife and help someone succeed, your partner, or whether you want a coffee shop, want to be an NBA player, an NFL player, a baseball player or a WNBA player, whatever it is, whatever that passion and that is out there, then the first step makes the road shorter.
Okay, you got bars. I see you got some bars. My next question, we got about 2 minutes left, is real fast. When you look at the adversity that you had to overcome as an author, as a writer, what would you say to our viewers out there? And this will be podcast as well for audio. What would you say our viewers and our listeners? What made you stay motivated and what continues to inspire you to pursue your creative dreams and goals?
I can say that anybody out there that's gone through any kind of adversity, illness, sickness, divorce, death, whatever it may be, you have a choice. And that's what I chose. My choice was to put one foot in front of the other and keep on moving, because if I didn't, the other choice was to stay in bed and not live. And so all of us, no matter what the setbacks, what the things that go on in our lives, we have to determine that the next step we make is important and be intentional about what our lives mean to ourselves and to those around us.
Once again, you've been watching Sweep the Lead TV. This is a segment that's brand new. It's going to debut very soon. It's called Sweep Unplugged, and we had a true honor doing it with our first special guest, the one and only Rhonda. And she has an amazing book, Crossroads. You need to get it on Amazon right now, and make sure you go to her website, RhondaParkerTaylor.com. Hey, if people want to follow you online, because it's not just your website, if you're active on social media, what's the best way people can kind of tune in and follow you?
I try to make it easy for everything. Everything's RhondaParkerTaylor.com. If you go to the website too, you can click on all the icons. The only ones that aren't Rhonda Parker Taylor are the ones that make you not like Twitter and or X, I think is what it's called now. They have that at one and that at the end, but RhondaParkerTaylor.com. And hey, they're trying to do something different. Like, share, and let's move this forward so everybody can enjoy the entertainment along with their sports.
I'm Shmai. You've been watching Sweep Unplugged, and big shout out to Rudy holding it down and the whole crew. Sweep the Lead TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Sweep Unplugged. Sweep Unplugged. Exclusive interviews with Rudy and the crew.